I really don't know how to start a video. One thing that I've noticed since becoming an adult and, having a big girl job is that it is really hard to find time to read. So I'm 23 and I have a 9 to 5. And one thing that I learned is that if you want to keep reading as an adult, you really have to make time for it. So today I'm going to just share a few tips that helped me keep up with my reading and actually read more than I did in college. So if you want to make more time for reading this year, keep watching. I'm going to help you out. First thing that really helped me consistently finish books, even when I had a full-time job, was audiobooks. I know there's been this debate of whether audiobooks count as reading, and for the longest time I was actually in the camp that they don't count. You have to read the book to read it. If you're listening to an audiobook, then you're listening. I was that very performative kid in high school. So I quickly changed my mind about audiobooks as soon as I got a job. When you work 9 to 5 and you are married and you are writing a book and you have to go to the chiropractor like twice a week because your back's jacked up, you really don't have as much time to read. Recently, I've found myself driving a lot. I love music, don't get me wrong, but sometimes music gets old. I found that listening to audiobooks during those longer drives was the only way that I could actually keep up with my ever-growing TBR, because physical books are lovely. I still love reading them. I still prefer them. But if I want to get anything done, I need to listen to audiobooks. The nice thing about audiobooks too is that I can listen to them with my husband. My husband doesn't really read books. He's very dyslexic, so reading is a chore for him. And yeah, you're not going to enjoy it if it's a pain to read. However, he loves audiobooks, and we have actually been able to listen to audiobooks together. And it has just been so fun experiencing stories with him for the first time and just getting to share stories with him in a way that works for him. So yes, I am fully pro audiobook now. Listen to as many audiobooks as you want. It still counts as reading. You're still experiencing the story. And yeah, do whatever you have to do. Another thing that helped me keep up with reading, especially reading physical books, was getting a screen time app for my phone, because I am very bad. I got this app called ScreenZen, not sponsored. I mean, look at my subscriber count. I'm not getting sponsored. Anyways, but ScreenZen is actually an app that allows you to block off specific apps on your phone with specific limits. So for me, Instagram was my main time sucker. I doom scroll a lot, and it's bad, and I know it. So with ScreenZen, I was actually able to set a limit of 60 minutes a day, but broken up into 10-minute intervals, which was really nice because it helped me stop that doom scrolling habit. Because I start scrolling, 10 minutes go by, it has a little reminder, hey, do you want to use another unlock? You only have 6 today. And it's nice to have something that forces you out of the scrolling, because that is so hard to stop. After I got this app, I was able to actually free up a lot more time for reading, because I wasn't able to doom scroll anymore, or at least not as easily as before. A lot of times before work, I would end up scrolling on my phone. So then I just started reading with my cup of coffee every morning before work, and it was really nice. Sometimes I would actually leave early so that I could go to a coffee shop that's right by me and just sit and read and have a coffee. And it was still dark out too, because it was in the winter. So it was just so nice. It was just so relaxing, and I was actually making memories as well, versus just sitting at my kitchen table and scrolling for like 40 minutes. I do highly recommend an app like that. There are plenty out there. Do whatever is best for you. Even just the standard screen time app on your iPhone works. But cutting back on your screen time will help you free up so much more time for reading. My third tip, which kind of relates a little bit to the screen time tip, there is always time to read. Life gets busy. It gets very, very busy. But there's always those little increments where you're not doing anything. And I encourage you to figure out what times those are and replace that with reading. Again, for me, the morning, I found I was just kind of killing little time, so I started to read. Now I write. but that's also important. I also obviously read at night before bed. It's very nice to replace the blue light from my phone with just a physical book, and it helps relax me a lot. We've all heard that before, but guys, it actually works. Let's say you have 30 minutes to kill before, I don't know, you need to go meet somebody somewhere for something. Just read. Or even if you have like 15 minutes, just read something. I think we tend to assume that in order to read, we need to have a giant chunk of time so we can sit and just blow through chapters. At least that's how I feel sometimes. But that's not the case. You can literally read like 5 pages and be done, and that's all you read that day, and that's still reading. Another thing that helps me is deadlines. I said deadlines. This is a little easier when you have audiobooks because I borrow my audiobooks through my library, and they give me 3 weeks to listen to an audiobook. Most of the time, I'm able to do that. Sometimes I'm stressing trying to finish it. My husband and I just listen to Tress of the Emerald Sea, which is actually on my channel, so you should go check it out because it's a pretty fun review. But yeah, we almost didn't finish the book in time because it's kind of a longer audiobook, and we still had to find time to listen to the book together, so we almost didn't finish it. However, we still ended up finishing it in 3 weeks, and having the 3-week deadline is really helpful because it keeps you consistent, and it kind of motivates you to read or listen to the audiobook when maybe you weren't really feeling it. If you are not in a book club, joining a book club can really help because that's just a built-in deadline, or buddy reading with someone. I'm actually probably going to buddy read with one of my friends this summer. We're going to read Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. Doing a buddy read with someone is a great way to motivate yourself to actually read more. So those are all my tips. Really, I mean, it's all just up to you, and it's dependent on your lifestyle as well. I mean, everybody has different lives, so your reading is going to look different. But whether you're able to read 1 book a month or 5 books a month or like a book every 2 months, it doesn't matter because as long as you're reading, you're reading. Just know that there are lots of ways to still keep up with that habit, but it just does take some dedication. If you like this video, follow along. I mostly post reviews, recommendations, sometimes these little book discussions, but I don't know, only when a topic is really speaking to me. All right, I'm gonna disappear in 3, 2, 1.